Hello everyone, I'm Dana.
And I'm Tara.
And welcome to our reading party.
Come on in.
Get in here. Get inside.
Come on.
Come on.
What are you waiting for?
Come on in here.
What are you doing?
Now. Hi, Cusco. Cusco's like, let me in. Hey, come in if you want. Okay, so today we are going to be doing the Finally Fall book tag because it's finally fall. And that means we get to enjoy yummy things like pumpkin spice lattes.
So, we have big goals for this month in regards to reading, as we mentioned on our TBR. One of which is our current read, which is A Court of Silver Flames. That video is going to come up next week, and you're going to see frequent Instagram stuff about it. But today we're just going to be talking other stuff about fallish books stuff in this time.
Yes, because we're really excited about fall. I don't know about you, Tara, but sweater weather is my favorite kind, and I just love this time of year because I love like the Halloween decor and Thanksgiving, and just like it's just a wonderful time to be alive. So we are gonna do this book tag.
Yeah, I mean, you know how much I love my sweaters.
Sweaters take up like most of my closet. Anyways, we want to jump right in to the Finally Fall book tag, beginning with question number 1, which is to name a book with a vivid setting, because in the fall the air is crisp and clear.
Honestly, the biggest thing that went through my head is Volaris. Like, maybe it's because I'm reading this right now, but like I remember the first time I read about Volaris in A Court of Mist and Fury, and it just seemed like the descriptions that Sarah gave for every single little thing of the stones and the buildings and everything, it was just enough. It was not like too much description. It was just enough. And that beautiful description of Starfall, I'll never forget when I first read it. I don't know. That's just what goes through my head.
I think another one of the things, I would agree. I think just like A Court of Mist and Fury in general, and just like the world that she built for that like whole series in general, just she does such a good job distinguishing like the human realm from the fae realm and the different courts, and there's just like so much complexity there that it definitely is like a really fun time. I also think of like, now I'm just thinking of like fae courts, and off the top of my head, what's it called? Holly Black's series, the Cruel Crown and like Wicked King, that like whole trilogy or whatever.
It's Cruel Prince, I think.
Cruel Prince, yes, that's it. The Cruel Prince, Wicked King, whatever. That also has some really nice world building, and I just love fae courts and all of that.
Fae.
Just the fae. It's very magical and it's very clear and detailed, and I love it. Number 2, nature is beautiful but also dying. Name a book that is beautifully written but also deals with a heavy topic like loss or grief. I mean, I can jump in.
I think we know which one this is.
I'm gonna go with, it's been a while since I read it, but Adam Silvera's More Happy Than Not is very heartbreaking and heart-wrenching. But I feel like he did such a beautiful job with that book. Like, it was my first exposure to Adam Silvera, and I just absolutely fell in love with his writing and his storytelling with that. And if you need a book that will bring you to tears, that is a really great one to go with.
You know what's absolutely ridiculous about me with that book is that I started crying after 3 pages of that book. I shit you not, which is like not normal for me with books. Like, I don't just like bawl crying when I'm reading books. But after 3 pages, like something devastating happened on page 3.
Yeah. He jumped right in.
Like talking about, so
he jumped right in with that.
Yeah, he did not hold back. And I think the message that Adam was trying to tell in that book was really, really powerful. I mean, he used devastation and grief to make a point about the consequences of homophobia and heteronormativity.
Yes. Yeah, and I think the other thing I really like about that book too is it deals with a lot of different types of grief, like not only the grief of like losing family members, but also the grief of having people not accept you, and also like losing other relationships and friendships. Like it's just all grief in that book. Everything is grief.
Yeah, and also, like, I think when you were mentioning that everything is grief, including a grief of loss of identity is definitely something. But, you know, and like having a relationship with someone that you don't remember having a relationship with, but they remember, and so they're mad at you for forgetting, and the implications of that. It's a very powerful book, and we highly recommend. If you want to cry.
If you're ready for that kind of heartbreak in your life, pick that one up.
I also think it has a really good message.
Yes, yeah.
So
thank you, Adam, for bringing us that devastating read. Question number 3. Fall is back to school season. Share a nonfiction book that taught you something new.
Actually, we're going to talk about a book that we read together in a fiction writing class that we took together in college.
Fun fact.
Yes, indeed.
That book is Bird by Bird by Anne Lamott, who is like known to be kind of just like the queen of books on writing. She is phenomenal. She's hilarious. And we both just like really enjoyed that book. We both kind of can be hit or miss with books selected for us in school, and that one was a hit for both. So
yes,
that definitely taught me a lot about writing for sure.
Yeah, I think it definitely helped improve my writing, which is really all you can want out of a writing book. Sure. Because like also when like nonfiction isn't my biggest jam. Like I don't go to a bookstore like dying to read a nonfiction book. But you know, it's something that if it like will really benefit my creative writing, that's really what I would want out of a writing book. And it also didn't bore me. Like it didn't annoy me, or you know what I mean, Dana?
Engaging.
Like it wasn't like super hard to get through.
She's extremely engaging, and I think what you're touching upon is like kind of for both of us. I'll read nonfiction if it's a topic that really interests me. Like most of the nonfiction that I thought of for this question was dog training books that I wouldn't recommend unless you're really into dog training. Like I wouldn't recommend the herding dog book I'm reading right now unless you are planning to train a herding dog in herding. So I think that was something that really piqued our interest, but was also extremely engaging in a way that nonfiction sometimes doesn't quite like pick up on for some authors. So
yeah,
it wasn't like a textbook. It's an easy to get through book that is very informative. Question 4, in order to keep warm, it's good to spend some time with the people we love. Name a fictional being the key word, Tara, because I know we both pick each other for this question, fictional family, household, friend group that you'd like to be a part of.
This is so hard. Like, this is the hardest question for me.
Yeah.
Like, my first thought was, like, the Inner Circle in the Court of Thorns and Roses series. Like, Bryce Ann's Inner Circle. But then I was thinking more, like, would I really fit in with them with, like, all their wingspan jokes?
I know, they have a lot of, like, sexual innuendos in, like, every conversation, which I don't know if that's totally
like,
our vibe.
Like, in every conversation.
I don't know if that's really our vibe as people.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit too much.
I thought of going with, like, the Snow Baz group. Kind of, not necessarily Baz, because I think he would piss me off in real life, but like Simon Snow and Penelope Bunce, I think I would get along with them super well, and although they're a lot more inclined to jump into danger than I am, I think that like personality wise I would really fit in with them, which I actually thought like for you, Tara, I was thinking like Harry and Hermione more than the Inner Circle, but I don't know.
Yeah, the only thing about that is I think I would annoy Harry so much, to be perfectly honest. Like, even though I share a lot of similarities with Harry, like I relate to him in a lot of ways, like I'm very emotional and like I definitely am a crier, and I think like that's why Harry was annoyed because Cho Chang cried. Like I'm nothing like I don't have Cho Chang's personality, but Harry doesn't really like weepy people. Oh. I will be Tessa Gray, and I will be in the group of the Shadowhunters and the Infernal Devices. You know, if I'm Tessa Gray in that group, everyone will be obsessed with me, and I'll just be a queen of everything. And I'll have Will Herondale and Jem Carstairs at my beck and call, and I'll have Charlotte and Henry being super nice. I'll have Sophie, you know, helping me and bringing me scones. You know,
that would be perfect for you.
That would be perfect for me. That's my ideal. Stealing Tessa Gray's identity.
Question 5. The colorful leaves are piling up on the ground. If you live in a place with colorful leaves and you don't live in Southern California, show us a pile of fall-colored spines. Tara's got this one.
I have those. I'm actually so proud of it. It's beautiful. Look at that.
Ooh, spines.
Yeah, I'll quickly go through the books. Well, there's Sarah J. Maas, Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood. So I need to read this. As you guys have probably guessed, we love Sarah J. Maas. I'm a massive Sarah J. Maas fan, and I bought this book right when it came out. And what would you guess? I still haven't read it.
Look at us go.
And then here, A Vow So Bold and Deadly. This is the third book in the Curse So Dark and Lonely series. I read the first book and I loved it. I haven't read the second. And this is the third that I haven't read either.
I am going to confess I didn't even realize the third one was out. And I bought the first one on your recommendation. Like, together. We were together. So it must have been like 2 years ago. And no, I have not read it.
Well,
add that to some future TBR.
For shame. This is the sequel to Spin the Dawn, which I read in one day and I really, really loved. And then there's this one, which is Dark and Deepest Red. And I bought this a while ago and I still have not read it. That's kind of the story of these books that I'm showing you here. That's why they're here with me, okay? Exactly. That's why when I moved, I brought them with me, okay? It's to read them. But I got this mostly because I heard that this is a queer romance. Like, there is a queer romance somewhere in it, which, if it's done well, is really all you could ask for. Speaking of that, Felix Ever After is, I recently got it because I think it recently came out. It's another queer romance. And it's about a boy who is, like, he feels like he's a minority in pretty much everything. And is really struggling with his identity and stuff like that. And I think it will be a really beautiful look. Look at this cover. Look at that cover.
Well, I can't see it.
Oh, you can't see? You can see it now.
I can see it now. It is gorgeous.
So I just rambled on while Dana has been forced to listen to me talking about these books that I haven't read.
It's like
Poor
I
Dana.
don't like
What's she
listening
gonna do?
to you talk about books all the time.
Yeah. It's like, why would you do this channel if you know? It's a miracle you're doing it since you don't like hearing me talk about books.
Yeah, this is actually like my worst nightmare. To quote Chandler Bing, it's like someone forced me to write down my worst nightmare and then made me pay, I forget how much money, to watch it. It was like $16.
Is that when he went and saw Kathy?
Yeah,
when Kathy was having the thing with that guy.
In the play. Anyways, aside from book 2, we're
anyway, friends reference.
So. Question 6. Fall is the perfect time for some storytelling by the fireside. Share a book where somebody is telling a story. I was going to go with the 7, I'm blanking on all my titles today. Husbands of Evelyn Hugo.
Is that?
Which I've read, but Tara has not. But I mean, the premise is that a journalist is interviewing this kind of like Marilyn Monroe figure about like her life. She was this like older celebrity and is interviewing her later in life, and so she tells her life story. Very good, very fascinating. Highly recommend. Tara, go.
This is a book that I'm not a big fan of anymore, though it's still fun to talk about. But this book is like one of the first things that came in my mind about this, because there's literally a whole story that's being told at the fireside, and it's in Eclipse when Bella is essentially handed for babysitting to Jacob. And she's staying, like, and they go to, like, a fireside, like, werewolf tale and they tell the tale of the cold ones, and I really enjoyed it at the time. Don't know how I'd feel if I would read it again, but that came into my head.
I like the fireside imagery too, because like it falls the perfect time for storytelling by the fireside, so you really nailed that to the T, you know.
I know.
The nights are getting darker. Share a dark, creepy read.
I think I'm gonna go with Interview with the Vampire by Anne Rice. Classic vampire telling. Yeah, and it's actually like, it's very like eerie and uncomfortable, and especially like Claudia, like the child vampire, it's actually done in such a way that it's so sad. Like Renesmee is like, we don't talk about that. But like Claudia in Interview with a Vampire is like, the way that it's done is you empathize so much with her because she has the mind of an adult but a body of a child, and she's stuck to never age and never be able to mature. Great book, in my opinion.
I haven't read that one yet, which I've been meaning to read for like decades, so I definitely gotta get on that. I was gonna go with an anthology I read quite a while back called Slasher Girls and Monster Boys, and it has a lot of like horror and creepy short stories. So there's a couple really good stories in that anthology. Ooh. And I definitely need to reread it in October because I had so much fun reading it the first time, and I still read some of the like specific stories here and there, and so definitely love that one. It has like Marie Lu writes in it, Lee Bardugo writes in it, Kat Winters. I'm forgetting some of the other authors, but it's a lot of like pretty distinguished or like well-written YA authors who have been in it for a while. So it's a fun one. Number 8, The Days Are Getting Colder. Name a short, heartwarming read that could warm up somebody's cold and rainy day.
I feel like we have to go with Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda.
Yeah, that's one of my go-to rom-coms that is just like, it brings me joy. So I'm sure it would bring other people joy too.
Yeah, I love Becky Arbitelli's books. We actually met her together.
We did, and Adam Silvera at the same time.
We did. We went to their
True Story.
What If It's Us, like co-author a tour, and we went forward and we got a signature and we asked them a question about co-authoring, and it was really exciting. Anyway, Becky Arbitelli's books are so heartwarming. You can get through them so quickly. Leon the Offbeat is also really great. What If It's Us is great.
Yeah, you can go with What If It's Us if you want the joint read. We have a lot of Adam Silvera in this video.
I know, we do.
Wonderful, so why not, you know?
Also, we saw Love, Simon together 4 times in theater.
We did. And have seen it many a times since it's been out for streaming and DVD and whatnot. We've watched that movie countless times together. So safe to say we both really enjoy that story. We both really like it. It brings us a lot of joy, and I think it would bring many other people lots of joy on a cold rainy day.
Full-heartedly agree.
Number 9. Fall returns every year. Name an old favorite that you'd like to return to soon.
I was planning on rereading The Infernal Devices this month. I'm really like fully immersed in A Court of Silver Flames right now, and we're going to have to read Chain of Gold next. And like, I want to have that the Infernal Devices stuck in my head, that classic. I want it in there. But I've read it before, and I've read it multiple times, and I feel like reading it again, like, I want to do it, but I also just want to move forward, so I can't think of something that I would want to read again right now, except maybe Harry Potter. Maybe that, but I don't know.
I have certain series and books that, like, I'm always in the mood to reread, and it doesn't really matter what time of year it is. So if we're talking about books I would want to reread, it'd be like Carry On, Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue, The Shades of Magic series by V.E. Schwab, Six of Crows. Those are like the main ones. Also Vicious by V.E. Schwab, one of my favorites. I'm always in the mood to reread those, as well as Harry Potter. Always down to read Harry Potter.
Ugh, I forgot about how much I love Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue.
Ugh, it's so good.
Ugh, Monty is a wreck.
Monty's
and we
such
stand.
A mess. I love Percy. I love Felicity. Yeah, they're all so good. So yeah.
Miscommunication.
They're such bad communicators. As is Simon Snow in Tyrannus Basilton Grimpitch.
I'm sorry.
AKA Baz.
Just hearing you say his full name made me die.
So much. They're all horrible communicators. And that's what I look for in a relationship that is my OTP. So, you know.
I thought you were just about to say
okay.
that's what I look for in a relationship. I was like, Dana. Oh.
Question 10. Fall is the perfect time for cozy reading nights. Share your favorite cozy reading accessories.
Well, I think I love reading with my Pride and Prejudice. We Are All Fools in Love. And I like holding my Ewok that I actually got on my trip with Dana. We have a video of our vlog
I love your
on our
Ewok.
channel. I know, he's so cute, isn't he?
He's the best Ewok. I also have my Ewok, but not with me. And I don't really cuddle him. He just like adventures with me on a daily basis. But if I had to go with some autumn/cozy accessories, as long as we're not taking it too literally, because I'm not going to objectify them, I'd have to go with my dogs. So, Cusco, come here. He's like, I'm sleeping. Come here. Come here. Oh, okay. Hop up here. We had herding this morning, so he's tired. Alrighty. Yeah. This would be accessory number 1. This is Cusco.
Oh,
Yeah.
baby. I miss him so much.
Yeah. He's the best. He's really tired because, again, we went sheep herding, and that's a lot on his little puppy brain. My other reading accessory would be Taz. I'll, like, put a little clip of him right here. He's not outside with us right now, so I'm not going to show him on the camera, but he's my other cozy reading accessory who, they're both here year-round, so, yeah. And then also just, like, any coffee or tea with a good mug and a good blanket. Yeah.
Indeed. Well, that of course is a given.
Last question is question 11. Spread the autumn appreciation and tag some people. And we would totally tag you, but we don't have BookTube friends yet. And if you would like to be our BookTube friends, if we had separate channels, we would be each other's BookTube friend. But like we have this channel and we haven't quite like made our friends yet. So not us begging for friends or anything, but if you would like to be our friend, comment down below and we'll tag you in future videos. And you're welcome to tag us.
We will,
as well.
Indeed.
Yes. So
yeah, we would love to be tagged.
You can say you were tagged by us and tell us that you would like to be tagged by us in the future. We'll tag you.
So that is our finally fall book tag.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. If you would like to see more content from us, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Click that subscribe button. And you can follow us on social media. Tara is kind of in charge of all the social media, so go give her some love over there on the Instagram, and eventually we'll have a TikTok whenever I can help make that, because we want to get on there. Book Talk, it's a big thing on TikTok. So we also have a Facebook page.
I know.
Where we like announce when we post things and whatnot. Yeah. Oh yeah.
And we have a Twitter too.
Yeah,
all of that is in the description below. So, get out.
Party's over. Cusco
what are you
is
doing
too
here?
tired
The party
to have
is
you
over.
Here. This is get off of
Put
our
my book
freaking
down. That's rude.
Yeah.
We want to go take a nap. Go. Party is over.
Bye.